is here to talk to us today about the Red Rock Australasia gold project in Victoria, Australia, which is a 51.1% joint venture with Power Metal Resources in the heart of the Victoria goldfield. The company has 200 square kilometres of licence area granted, with applications in for a further 2,000 square kilometres. So, Andrew, can you give us a bit of an overview of this project?
Yes. We have now got staff recruited locally, a really good quality team that have include an exploration manager and a local director, a very good younger geologist who's got lots of local experience of near mine exploration and broader regional exploration, because he used to work for the Ballarat mine. And we've got somebody who is doing our community relations and environmental work. And these three people have started as a nucleus of the team. We've got a little office there. We started to do work on the ground with field assistants, taking a lot of samples. So we're doing all this geochemistry in preparation for drilling. And we have 2 or 3 programs in our mind of drilling in the course of the year, and that's even within the 200 plus square kilometres that we've been granted. And we will be making progress reports on that. At the same time, we're working on the IPO that we plan in Canada later in the year, but having a good local structure, cohesive, good people, they know each other and have all in some sense worked together before. And of course, the level of skills when it comes to mining in Australia is very high indeed. And so it's really good that we've been able to put together a team. We really had to think, we're going to create an organic team under Australian leadership, really in Ballarat itself, in Victoria. So that's what we've done. And I think we put together a fantastic team that is being well managed and is doing all the right things at this stage to prepare ourselves for what's to come. And the good thing about it is they're hugely optimistic and excited about the prospects.
Okay. Now tell us, why are you hugely optimistic and excited? Is it because you're in the heart of the Victoria goldfields and there are quite a few majors in town with a lot of recent interest in the area?
Yeah. I mean, actually, there was a lunch last week with the minister, which our local director was at, and there was a representative of, I think it was Newmont, who was there, who was pointing out how they'd gone from the first exploration to having their first box cut in the Pattersons in there, and what they're doing there. And he said how much they're spending each month. And he pointed out that in that time in Victoria, you'd only been able to sort of handle an application, the application process. So he says, if you want to attract the dollars for work here, you have to speed everything up. But of course, as you know, there was a very severe lockdown in Victoria because of COVID. So that held things up a bit, even though the government there was trying to get things moving quickly and recruit staff up. But now they've got an election not too far away, and I think it's next year. And I have no doubt, therefore, that they're going to be quite careful. What we're going to be given is going to be more than enough to work with. And we have good people, and they know the system now, and we're going to get permission for the exploration that we want to do, I think. We are looking at areas where the exploration was started in the gold rush in the 1850s, and then by 2000 they'd taken out what was really near the surface and really rich, and everyone kind of lost interest, and structurally Western Australia was simpler. The last few years, with advances in geophysics, people have got interested again in this area, and the application of additional exploration going deeper and combined with geophysics, because the structures are more complicated, has led to things like the Fosterville mine, which of course is immensely rich and has really made the fortunes of Kirkland Lake, and other discoveries are being made. If there'd been more exploration and less COVID, then I think even more discoveries would have been made. But each of these discoveries is the result by other companies, is the result of a certain amount of exploration. And each of these discoveries creates a new perspective on what one should be doing to find gold there. Because after all, it's not likely that all the gold to be found in one of the greatest gold rushes in history just happens to be within a few meters of the surface as of 1850. We're looking at this in a much more structural way. And even in our first two targets, with the predominant mineralization trends, the faulting all going northwest, we found a series of old workings and a couple of known mines to the south of Ballarat, where the direction seems to be east-west. And that's very exciting, that some cross-cutting faults might have opened up the structures there and allowed for mineralization to accumulate. And so that's created already an additional target, even since we started to do the geochemistry there. So, as I say, we're going to be reanalyzing data, and we have a large amount of ground, and we have a lot of potential targets. So, of course, we're going to be able to pick and choose where we think we can get earlier effects. But I don't think the gold story is going to go away. I'm sure the Victoria story isn't going to go away. And we have some excellent ground, and we have excellent people. And I don't think there's any reason why we can't have a highly successful IPO later in the year. And one of the more interesting too for us, in that we get instant recognition for it. Anything we do in Africa, people really want it proved and double proved, and they're skeptical. But people know that when you're in Australia, you're dealing with a similar kind of jurisdiction with similar laws, and any information coming out of there, as long as you have a professional team doing professional work, is going to be stuff that's going to be marketable, that will get recognition in the market. A lot of investors will be interested in. And so it's a good mix. We believe that the value of flotations out from the company is going to underpin and increase the perceived value of Red Rock itself, which will then enable it to do things in the less well-recognized countries.
Okay. Well, Andrew Bell, thank you very much.